Well, many thanks for staying on News 360. Tonight, one person is feared dead in an accident involving a team of media personnel attached to the presidency. The accident is believed to have occurred around Dodowa, and the journalists were returning from the Volta region Thursday afternoon.
And the vehicle was returning to Accra from the Volta region, where the president had attended the annual convention of the EP Church. A cross-section of the media have joined the 37 hospital in Accra to confirm the accident. Families of the journalists who were involved in the accident were also at the hospital. The
medical officers at the military hospital are trying to stabilize them, reports say. So the team was returning from the Volta regional capital, where the president had attended the annual convention of the EP Church.
Now we understand there were about 20 journalists in the vehicle. Some of them have received injuries and they are getting attention at some hospitals in Accra, particularly 37 military hospital. And we also understand the president's vehicle was not on that trip. We will be getting over to speak to some journalists who are connected to those who have injured, particularly the Ghanaian Times. The editor there is Dave Agbenu, and Dave has joined us on the line, and we'll be speaking to him right away. Dave, I don't know how to greet you tonight, but whatever it is, good evening to you, and how are you doing?
Good evening, and good evening to your listeners.
Right, Dave, how did you receive the news?
We received the news with shock. That's how I can simply say it.
What can you tell us about the journalist, the Ghanaian Times reporter, who is said to have lost his life?
Unfortunately, I cannot mention his name.
Okay.
Because we've not informed the family about what has happened. But I can confidently tell you that he's one of our best reporters. He's been on the road at the presidency for the past 8 years, and that tells you the confidence we have in him to write from the president.
Dave, how was the information relayed to you?
Well, as you know, we have two correspondents at the presidency. One a photographer, and the other one is the journalist, the reporter. Now they happen to have been in two separate vehicles. So the other one who survived was the one who relayed the information to us.
Right. So where is the journalist right now?
You mean the one who survived?
No. Yes, the one who survived. How is he doing?
Yeah, he's doing well. He's doing well.
Is he back in the office?
Yes, he's back in now.
All right. And the other person who lost the life?
Yeah, he is now at the morgue.
All right, Dave, we wouldn't like to take much of your time. I know it's a difficult situation for you and the other people who have worked with our colleague at Ghanaian Times. Our condolences to you and the family. We wait for you to report it to the family, and I'm sure we can continue from there. Dave, thank you for your time.
So still on that, we are told a cross-section of the media have thronged the 37 military hospital in Accra to confirm the accident. And so we are told one person is confirmed dead. Meanwhile, one of the two buses carrying the media personnel reportedly somersaulted several times after a tire burst. One reporter died while several others were critically injured. Those injured have been sent to the 37 military hospital, and the vehicle was returning to Accra from the Volta region, where the president had attended the annual convention of the EP Church.
Right, let's have a look at the story.
One of the two buses carrying the media personnel reportedly somersaulted several times after a tire burst. One reporter died while several others were injured. Those injured were sent to the 37 military hospital. The vehicle was returning to Accra from the Volta region, where the president had attended the annual convention of the EP Church. There were about 20 journalists in the vehicle. The president's vehicle was not on the trip.
And right, the president of the Ghana Journalists Association, Afel Roland Money, is on the line. Afel, good evening, and thank you for agreeing to speak to us.
Good evening, my junior brother.
It's a terrible evening for us, GJA president.
Terrible indeed. Very tragic. So a tragedy of certain magnitude, and to the one who has lost his life, it's one of devastating consequences for the family, because I believe never did they dream that their son will come back home lifeless, or will be sent to the morgue instead of to the home. This reinforces the need for us to beef up the security around us and sense of safety. We need to heighten our sense of safety because of the nature of our job. The nature of our job exposes us to risks, to hazards, to all sorts of dangers. But it takes the grace of God to insulate us from these hazards and dangers and risks. But it's so unfortunate that our colleagues in the line of duty, they are going to hold for an assignment. On their way, we were told that one of their tires got bent, legal somersaulted, and one of them did not survive. And our hearts go out to the family, our hearts go out to media consumers, our hearts go out to the media fraternity, because we've lost one of the rising stars among us. And before you qualify to cover the presidency, at least you have some pedigree or professional competence. And it's sad that at the time we need all our people on board to purify and break new grounds in journalism, to broaden our horizon, to move to a new horizon. This unfortunate incident has happened.
Right, so Dr. Afelmoni, how did the GJA receive the news? Were you called on phone? Were you sent a text? So how did you?
I had a phone call, and the fellow also, you could tell the thing was one of disbelief, and he was also inquiring from what I had heard that one of our colleagues had kicked the bucket. So I quickly called the editor, who confirmed. And so I took a dash to 10-7 hospital, where I've been since late this afternoon. So I'm just from the hospital, and it gladdens our heart that the other frightening piece of news we heard about our colleagues were told that some of our colleagues had been rushed to the theater, and they were in a very critical condition. But right before my eyes, some of them came back from the theater, and their conditions had normalized, and they could even exchange some few words. And we could even give their telephone numbers. This gives us a ray of hope that the God of all grace will continue to shower His grace on those affected in hospital.
Right. In situations like this,
normal life.
Yeah, President. In situations like this, what does the GJA do? What are the immediate steps?
We need to amplify the message that because of the dangers which characterize our profession, our employers, consumers of media content should take us more seriously than they are doing now. Our welfare systems should naturally improve, and also heighten our sense of safety. The UN has come up with guidelines on safety. I believe we need to internalize and reflect these guidelines, because there's no way that there's no assurance that the dangers and the risks will evaporate. So we will live with this profession. It's a calling. Once we are called to do this profession, we will need to do it with all seriousness, with an all-absorbing seriousness, and all-consuming emphasis on quality. So there's no way we should sacrifice quality on the altar of risk or danger. We need to apply ourselves assiduously to what we've been called to do, And whilst I think it's a two-way traffic, we expect employers and of course those who benefit from our services to show more love and appreciation for what you do. And I believe this will encourage us to go the extra mile to serve better than we are doing now.
Dr. Roland Afel, morning, we are grateful. The President of the Ghana Journalists Association speaking to us right there.